I worked this morning, and in the afternoon I was supposed to go to a elementary school
Okay.
to to do the work that I usually do there, but the principal called me to say, "I'm sorry, they are in a school trip, and then the children are not here." And then I thought, cool, a half day off. My
Nice.
boss,
That's exciting.
my boss doesn't know that I am home, but I am studying English and I'm very happy.
Okay. Um, nice. And do. Cool. Yeah, that's always exciting. And yeah, now he knows. Um, Amp, how's it going?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Okay, nice. Um, what have you been up to since I saw you last?
Just having my lunch,
Okay. What'd you eat?
a soup with uh, with and the rice with salad and a beef, a beef
Okay, a steak, probably.
steak. Yeah,
hmm
steak.
Um, all right, that sounds delicious. I haven't eaten lunch yet still. I'm kind of getting hungry. Um,
Yeah.
and we've also got Monica. How's it going?
Hi, I'm doing well, thank you.
Okay. Um, and Monica, what have you been up to today?
Oh, today was a regular day at work. Nothing special today.
Okay. Um, I guess that's good. Mm, what are you gonna do over the next few days? Any plans?
Oh no, because I'm working. I'm a full-time employee, so I'll be working the next 2 days.
Okay. Um, so just working. Interesting. And yeah,
I have to.
yeah, I guess that makes sense. Working is important, making money. Um, okay. And so just I'm trying to kind of pay attention to this. So this story that we're going to be reading, it was in the New Yorker, and instead of reading it from the New Yorker, I'm getting it from a law website. And the credits they're giving don't seem legit, so it might not be perfect, but I think, at least from what I've read, it's good. Um, so hopefully you guys like it. Let's get started though, so we can get through it. Um, and so it'll be kind of law text, but like really humorous. So hopefully it's not too much. Giulietta, can you start out and read like the beginning?
Willie Coyote versus Acme Corporation. Ian Francier,
Ian Fraser.
Ian Fraser.
Yeah.
In the United States District Court, Southwestern District, Tempe, Arizona. The Honorable Homer Simpson, really, presiding. Willie E. Coyote, plaintiff, case number B19293, Acme Company, defendant.
Good. And then the next part.
Opening statement of Mr. Ralph Wrinkle, attorney for Mr. Coyote.
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 And can you repeat Wile E. Coyote? Wile.
Wile Coyote.
Yeah. So it's a pun. Wile
Wile.
is like really smart or devious.
Mm-hmm.
Wile. And so his name is Wile E. Coyote. Hopefully that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, so Wile E. Coyote. And good reading with that. That's a little bit tough. Anna Carolina, can you read the first paragraph?
Opening statement of Mr. Halfwinkle,
Just
attorney.
listen.
Sorry.
No
My
worries.
client, Mr. Wild E. Coyote, a resident of Arizona and contiguous
Yeah.
contiguous states, does hereby bring suit for damages against the Acme hereby bring suit
Oh,
for
just keep
damages
reading.
against.
So, yeah, don't
Sorry,
try to. No, no worries. Just don't try to go back, because then I get confused. We'll go after it after. Not a big deal.
sorry. I bring suit for damages against the Acme Company, manufacturer and retail distributor of assorted merchandise, incorporated in Delaware and doing business in every state, district, and territory. Mr. Coyote seeks compensation for personal injuries, loss of business income, and mental suffering caused as a direct result of the actions and/or gross negligence of said company under Title 15 of the United States Code, Chapter 47, Section 2072, subsection A, relating to product liability.
Good. You did a really nice job on all
Thank
of this
you.
like law speak.
Could you remind me who is Mr. Wild E. Coyote?
Does
Uh,
anybody go
is
ahead?
that one that she chases the because I don't remember that one that she that chases. What's the name of him? My gosh,
Who can explain?
Roadrunner.
that
Uh-huh.
bird.
Did you get that?
Roadrunner. Roadrunner.
Yeah, it's the one who chases the Roadrunner, for sure, which is the name of the bird. So coyote
Ah,
is
okay,
the, yeah, it's the
okay.
animal.
I was torn between this one and another cartoon.
No worries. Coyote. Can you repeat coyote?
Coyote,
Yeah, coyote.
coyote, coyote,
Hereby?
coyote. Hereby,
Manufacturer?
manufacture, manufacture,
Manufacturer.
manufacturer,
Distributor. Distributor.
distribute. Okay, distributor,
Good. The distributor. Really well done.
distributor.
And let's have Amp. Can you read the next part?
It's the same.
Nope. Oh yeah. Why is that the same? Sorry. Can you read the next one?
Okay. Mr. Coyote states that on 85 separate occasions he has purchased of the Acme Company, hereinafter defendant, through that company's mail order department. Certain products did cause him bodily injury due to defects in manufacture or improper cautionary labeling. Sales slips made up to Mr. Coyote as proof of purchase are at present in the possession of the court, marked Exhibit A. Such injuries sustained by Mr. Coyote have temporarily restricted his ability to make a living in his profession of predator. Mr. Coyote is self-employed and thus not eligible for workmen's compensation.
Good. Here and after, it's like from now on. It's
Yeah.
law speak from now on. Injury,
Injury?
and you did a good job correcting Exhibit A. Good. Okay. Any questions here? I love in his profession is predator. And let's go the next one. Monica, can you read the next paragraph? Monica, can you hear me? Hmm. Can anybody hear me? Have I gone silent?
Yep. It,
Oh,
Yes,
okay. Maybe Monica's frozen. Giulietta, can you read the next paragraph?
Mr. Coyote states that on December 13th, he received a defendant via parcel post one Acme rocket sled. The intention of Mr. Coyote was to use the rocket sled to aid him in pursuit of his prey. Upon receipt of the rocket sled, Mr. Coyote removed it from its wooden spinning crate and, sighting his prey in the distance, activated the ignition. As Mr. Coyote gripped the hand levers, the rocket sled accelerated with such sudden and precipitate force as to stretch Mr. Coyote's forelimbs to a length of 50 feet. Subsequently, the rest of Mr. Coyote's body shot forward with a violent start, causing severe strain to his back and neck and placing him unexpectedly astride the rocket sled.
Good. Shipping. Shipping.
Shipping.
Good. Handlebars.
Handlebars. Okay.
Subsequently.
Subsequently.
And yeah, I think that was good other than that. So I think this is one of the best ideas. This is just like using cartoon pictures in writing. It just sounds hilarious. Anna Carolina, the link. Where is the link? Don't have the link. Hold on one second. I'll get you the link. Okay. And apparently it's just Coyote versus Acme. That's the link that I used. I'm pretty sure it's the same one. Yeah, I think they just stole it. And Anna Carolina, can you read the next paragraph?
yes, and thank you. Disappearing over the horizon at such a speed as to leave a diminishing jet trail along its path, the rocket sled soon brought Mr. Coyote abreast of his prey. At that moment the animal he was pursuing veered sharply to the right. Mr. Coyote vigorously attempted to follow this maneuver, but he was unable to, due to poorly designed steering on the rocket sled and a fault of non-existent braking system. Shortly thereafter, the unchecked progress of the rocket sled brought it and Mr. Coyote into collision with the side of a what, teacher?
A mesa.
A mesa. Um, okay.
Okay. Yeah, so let's look at the pronunciation first. Horizon.
Oh my gosh, sorry. Horizon.
No worries. Sled.
Sled.
Faulty.
Faulty.
Good. And a mesa is like a cliff, but it's a cliff that goes in many different directions. So it's like a plateau. Would be a mesa. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you. We read, teacher.
Pardon?
We read that word. Line number 3.
Veered?
Veered.
Veered. It's like turned. Veered is just turned. Any other questions? We can also go back a little bit. Does anybody have any questions here either?
Abreast.
Precipitate force. Sorry, go ahead.
Abreast.
Braced.
Abreast.
Shoot. I don't
Down.
know.
Abreast, teacher.
Abreast.
Abreast. Oh,
Scroll
it's like,
down.
yeah. So it brought him abreast of his prey. This is like even with. So like chest to chest.
Hmm.
Even with.
Mhm.
Okay. Any other questions? So if you break this up, breast. So you can say like breast to breast. Your breast is your chest.
Okay.
Other questions? Okay. Precipitate force. It's like sudden and like unexpected force. Yeah. Any other questions? Okay. So again, it's kind of like sudden and sudden unexpected.
Crate
Let's go to
is a
the
box, right?
crate. Is a box, yeah. A crate's like a wooden box, like a big wooden box. Other questions? Okay. And let's have Amp, can you read the next two paragraphs?
Okay. Paragraph 1 of the report of attending physician Exhibit B, prepared by Dr. Ernest Gross, Cap, MD, DO, detailed the multiple fractures, contusions, and tissue damage suffered by Mr. Coyote as a result of this collision. Repair of the injuries required a full bandage around the head, excluding the ears, a neck brace, and full of partial casts on all four legs. Hampered by these injuries, Mr. Coyote was nevertheless obliged to support himself. With this in mind, he purchased on defendant as an
Sorry.
oops.
That doesn't make sense. They must have.
He purchased on
He purchased. I don't know. I don't know what they're trying to say. Just remove a defendant. Sorry.
as an aid to mobility one pair of Acme rocket skates. When he attempted to use this product, however, he became involved in an accident remarkably similar to that which occurred with the rocket sled.
Good. Details.
Details.
Contusions.
Contusions.
Yeah. Contusions, yeah. Other than that, you did a nice job. Questions. I know there are some tough words here. What's a contusion? Does anybody know?
A bruise.
Yeah. Nice, guys. And hampered?
I don't know.
Okay, so like hampered is like dragged down, slowed down, having to deal with. Yeah. So if you're hampered by something, you have to like carry it around. You can't go as fast as you would without it. Yeah. And let's have Julieta. Can you read the next two paragraphs?
Again, defendant sold over the counter without.
Sorry. I don't know why defendant is in here so much. It doesn't. It shouldn't be.
Again, sold over the counter without caveat, a product with which attached powerful jet engines, in this case two inadequate vehicles with little or no provision for passenger safety. Encumbered by his heavy cast, Mr. Coyote lost the controls of the rocket's gates soon after strapping them on, and collided with a roadside billboard so violently as to leave a hole in the shape of his full silhouette. Mr. Coyote states that on occasion too numerous to list in this document, he has suffered mishaps with the explosive purchased of, mm, mm,
This is good.
of
Of
the
defendant.
a
Yeah.
defendant. The Acme Little Giant Firecracker, the Acme Self-Guided Aerial Bomb, etc. For a full list, see the Acme Mail Order Explosives Catalog and attached position, entered in evidence as Exhibit C. Indeed, it is safe to say that not once has an explosive purchase of defendant by Mr. Coyote performed in an unexpected manner.
Nice. Okay. Exhibit.
Exhibit.
Mishaps.
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 Okay. I love this. But questions. There are a lot of hard words, so we have a long time too. So this is a relatively short piece. So please ask questions.
Okay, so mishaps.
Mishaps. Mishaps are like problems, or errors. Yeah, problems or errors, unexpected problems, things that go wrong. Caveat is like warning. It's Latin, so it's like caveat emptor is let the buyer beware, and caveat is just like a warning without warning. So there's no like label on it saying like beware of these rocket jetpacks that you're gonna strap to your legs. Any other questions?
An hamper is the thing that hampered something. No, hampered something. I don't.
Hamper?
Is it a word?
I mean, we have a noun, a hamper. It's where you put your dirty clothes. I don't know what it has to do with like the verb to hamper, because the verb to hamper is like to hold something back. So if you're being hampered by something, you're being held back by it. Yeah. Does that answer your question?
So there is no things. Okay.
Well, there is a thing. Like a hamper is what you use to put your dirty clothes into. That would be a hamper, like a clothes hamper. I guess it hampers your clothes from moving around the floor, but I don't know why it is called a hamper. Other questions? Some of these names are awesome too. The Acme Little Giant Firecracker and the Acme Self-Guided Aerial Bomb. It's just really funny. Anna Carolina, can you read the next paragraph?
To cite just one example, at the expense of much time and personal effort, Mr. Coyote,
Coyote.
Coyote constructed around the outer ring of I don't know,
It's a really hard word. It's a butte.
of a butte, the outer ring of a butte, a wooden through beginning at the top of the butte and spiraling downward around it to some few feet above a black versus painted on the desert floor. The truth was designed in such a way that a spherical explosive of the type sold by defendant would roll easily and swiftly down to the point of detonation indicated by the X. Mr. Coyote
Hmm.
placed a generous pile of birdseed directly on the X, and then, carrying the spherical Acme bomb catalog 7H 832, climbed to the top of the B, B, I don't remember.
What's that middle vowel sound?
You,
What's the
built,
first sound? Yeah, good. You.
built. Mr. Coyote's prey, seeing the birdseed, approached, and Mr. Coyote proceeded to light the fuse. In an instant, the fuse burned down to the seam, causing the bomb to detonate.
Good. Trough. A trough.
Okay, trough.
Huh? I'm gonna block X. Other than that, catalog number 78,832.
Catalog number 78632. Teacher, what does BUT mean?
Yeah, I figured that would be the question. I'm gonna get you just a picture because that's the easiest way to do it. Um, this is a butte, so it's kind of like a standalone cliff. Um, does that make sense?
Yeah.
And a trough is like a slide. So he's got like it's what pigs eat out of. They eat out of a trough. Um, so this is the difference between a butte and a mesa. This is a mesa. It's kind of like a butte, only a little bit different. We talked about mesas earlier. So he's at the top of a butte. He's got like a slide coming all the way down to the bottom where there's an X. And that's kind of the physical description of what's going on. And other questions here? Okay, pretty simple, I guess. Yeah. And let's have Am, can you read until 5?
In addition to reducing all Mr. Coyote's careful preparations to naught, the premature detonation of defendant's product resulted in the following disfigurements to Mr. Coyote. First, severe thinning of the hair on the head, neck, and muscles. Sooty discoloration, fracture of the left ear at the stem, causing the ear to dangle in the aftershock with a creaking noise. Fall of or partial combustion of whiskers, producing kinking, rattling, and ashy disintegration. Radical widening of the eyes due to brow and lid tearing.
Good. Singeing.
Singeing. What does it mean?
Burning. It's not quite as severe as burning. So if you singe something, it's like generally hair would be singed. Yeah. It's kind of like a burning. Charring is pretty much the same thing. Can you repeat charring?
Charring.
Good. Other questions here?
Muzzle.
Muzzle.
First.
Muzzle? Oh, the muzzle. It's like the dog's nose type of area. So we also have like a muzzle item. So it's something that covers the mouth of a dog so it doesn't bite you. So that's like a muzzle. So if your dog is muzzled, it's got something covering its muzzle, which is just, yeah, like the large nose portion of a dog or wolf or coyote. Make sense?
Sudi?
Okay. Sooty is what you get after you burn a fire. So you have a bunch of soot in your chimney. So soot is like the dark kind of material, kind of dust that builds up in a chimney after you have a fire.
Okay.
So he's become blackened.
Mhm. Okay.
Other questions?
Stem.
Stem. At the base. Other questions?
Kinkin, rustling.
So if something is kinked, it's like really, really curly or like zigzag almost. So like kinky will be like really tightly curled. Again, frazzling would be similar. So it's like this idea of what happens to a hair if it is burned or charred. It becomes kinked and frazzled. It's like really tight curls. Um, yeah, bent, severely bent. Um, Other questions?
Brow.
Your brow is your eyebrow, so it's like the upper part, the part above your eye. Um, so it's, yeah, you've got hair there. You're an eyebrow. Some people pluck their eyebrows to make fancy shapes in their eyebrows. And your eyelid is, again, pretty much it covers your eye. So when you blink, your eyelid comes down. Yeah. Your eyelashes are like the hairs on your eyelid. So apparently his his eyelids burned off, which is why his eyes are very wide. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay. And Giulietta, can you read the next paragraph?
We come now to the Acme Spring Powder shoes. The remains of a pair of these purchased by Mr. Coyote on June 23rd are plaintiff's exhibit D. Selected fragments have been shipped to the metallurgical laboratories of the University of California at Santa Barbara for analysis, but to date no explanation has been found for this product's sudden and extreme malfunction.
Laboratories. Good. Questions here? No questions? All right. Anna Carolina, the next paragraph.
As advertised by defendant, this product is simplicity. Sorry. As advertised by defendant, this product is simplicity itself. Two wooden metal sandals, each attached to mild steel springs of high tensile strength and compressed in a tightly coiled position by a cocking device with a lanyard release. Mr. Coyote believed that this product
Keep going, you're good. No worries, keep going.
would enable him to pounce upon his prey in the initial moments of the chase, when swift reflexes are at a premium.
Nice. Coyote.
Coyote.
Good.
Like
Reflexes.
reflexes.
Lanyard.
Lanyard.
Milled steel.
Mutes too. What's a lanyard?
A lanyard is like a spring. Um, it's if you have your keys on your lanyard, it's like a rope that you can put around your neck. So a lanyard is just a string. So these springs are on his feet, and they're like in a tightly coiled position. So they're closed with a cocking device. So like I don't really. So you've got like
Uh,
a
what is a cocking device?
yeah. So it's like a ratcheting thing. So if you're turning it, it compresses slowly. Um, I don't even really know. Like a ratchet. It's almost like a ratchet. Um, ratchet. So do. I wonder. And clank maybe? Not ratchet and clank. Ratcheting. Ace. I wish I could get a picture. Okay, perfect. Yeah. Good. So we've got this thing. So it's tightened like by this type of ratcheting device where it gets tighter and tighter, but like small portions, and you use kind of like a wheel to turn it. So he's got these clanking devices. Every time it moves, it makes a clank, which is where the name comes from. So as you spin it, it goes clink, clink, clink as it gets tighter and tighter and tighter. So he's compressing the springs, which are these, with this ratcheting device. He's like making it go smaller and smaller and smaller, but like bit by bit, and not all at once. Does that make sense? And then as he pulls the lanyard, the string, it's released. So all that tightness lets the springs go all at once. Do you understand, Anna Carolina?
Yes.
Okay. Does everybody get that?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. And any other questions? Okay. Amp, can you read the next paragraph?
To increase the choose's thrusting power still further, Mr. Coyote affixed them by their buttons to the side of a large boulder. At the ascent to the boulder was a path which Mr. Coyote's brain was known to frequent. Mr. Coyote put his feet in the wood and metal sandals and crouched in readiness, his right forepaw holding firmly to the lanyard release. Within a short time, Mr. Coyote's prey did indeed appear on the path, coming toward him. Unsuspecting, the prey stopped near Mr. Coyote, well within range of the springs at full extension. Mr. Coyote gauged the distance with care and proceeded to pull the lanyard release.
Nice. Adjacent. Adjacent.
Adjacent.
And hind.
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 Gauged.
Gauge.
Gauged.
Gauged.
Adjacent is right next to.
Yep.
Your hind is your behind, like the back. And gauge is to judge.
Okay.
He like guessed the distance, he gauged it, he estimated, he judged. Any other questions here?
Crouched.
crouched. So if you're crouching, you're like bending your knees, you're getting low. Bending knees. Yeah, getting ready to jump.
Mhm.
So it's not always getting ready to jump. You can crouch behind something in order to hide. But yeah, it can be getting ready to jump too. Any other questions? Okay. And Giulietta, can you read the next paragraph?
At this point, defendant's product should have thrust Mr. Coyote forward and away from the boulder. Instead, for reason yet unknown, the Acme spring-powered shoes thrust the boulder away from Mr. Coyote. As the intended prey looked on unharmed, Mr. Coyote hung suspended in the air. Then the twin springs recoiled, bringing Mr. Coyote to a violent feet-first collision with the boulder. The full weight of his head and forequarters upon his extremities.
Good. Falling upon his extremities. Good pronunciation of extremities. Yeah. Questions here. Recoiled?
Yes.
Okay. So when we have, I wonder if I can draw. Okay. So
Return to the original position.
yeah. So we have uncoiling, which is stretching out, and recoiling is pressing back in. So recoiling, uncoiling. Make
Nice
sense?
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a great little tool. Any other questions?
Four quarters.
His upper body, so his head, his chest, his like arms, his stomach, falling upon his extremities would be his legs, whatever legs he's using. So like the things that are furthest away from the center of your body. So like the full weight of his body fell onto his legs. Good?
Mhm.
Other questions? Okay. And Anna Carolina, can you read this next part?
The force of this impact then caused the springs to rebound, whereupon Mr. Coyote
Good.
was thrust skyward. A second recoil and collision followed. The boulder, meanwhile, which was roughly ovoid in shape, had begun to bounce down a hillside, the coiling and recoiling of the springs adding to its velocity. At each bounce, Mr. Coyote came into contact with the boulder, and the boulder came into contact with Mr. Coyote, or both came into contact with the ground. As the grade was a long one, this process continued for some time.
Nice. That sounded really good. It's just like awesome imagery. Whereupon?
Whereupon,
Yeah, whereupon? Uh, yeah. Okay. And any questions here?
As the grade was a long one.
So the grade is like the length of a hill. So this is a long grade, and this is a short grade. So this, yeah, it's just a long grade. It's like a really long hill. He's falling for a long time. Other questions? Ovoid?
It's like
the
not
shape of an egg.
Mm-hmm. Good. Any other questions? Okay. Amp, can you read the next paragraph?
The sequence of collisions resulted in systemic physical damage to Mr. Coyote. Flattening of the cranium, sideways displacement of the tongue, reduction of length of legs and upper body, and compression of vertebra from base of tail to head. Repetition of blows along a vertical axis produced a series of regular horizontal folds in Mr. Coyote's body tissues, a rare and painful condition which caused Mr. Coyote to expand upward and contract downward alternately as he walked, and to emit an off-key, accordion-like whizzing with every step. The distracting and embarrassing nature of this symptom had been a major impediment to Mr. Coyote's pursuit of a normal social life.
Nice. Really good job. Let's look at vertebrae.
Vertebrae?
Vertebrae.
Vertebrae.
Yeah, sorry. Bray would
That's in
be.
plural.
Yeah, vertebrae
Mm.
would be plural. Sequence.
Sequence.
Good. This is hilarious. Does do you guys have a good image of what this is, what's happening?
Yes.
No?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. And does anybody have any questions here?
It looks like what is the name of the musical instrument that you
It's right here.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he looks like an accordion. So he's been like
Accordion.
crushed. His tongue is sticking out, and he's looks like an accordion. And he, as he walks, makes the sound of an off-key accordion. Yeah, which is just really good.
What does
Okay,
wheezing mean?
wheezing.
Mhm.
It's like that kind of
Oh,
wheezing.
okay.
Sorry, hopefully that wasn't too shocking. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so like we'll have like old people if they have lung problems, they'd wheeze. It's like loud breathing. Any other questions? My acting class, yeah. Julieta, can you read the next paragraph?
As the court lawyer, defendant has a virtual monopoly of manufacture and sale of goods required by Mr. Coyote's work. It is our contention that the defendant has used its market advantage to the detriment of the consumer of such specialized products as hitching powder, giant mites, Burmese tiger traps, anvils, and 200-foot-long rubber bands. Much as he has come to mistrust defendant's product, Mr. Coyote has no other domestic source for supply to which to turn. One can only wonder what our trading partners in Western Europe and Japan will make of such a situation where a giant company is allowed to victimize the consumer in the most reckless and wrongful manner over and over again.
Good. Itching powder.
Itching powder,
Itching powder, giant kites.
giant kites.
And other than that, good. Other questions?
Mm,
Okay.
anvil.
And anvils. Okay, so an anvil is really common in this. It's what you use to like hammer iron.
Ah,
So that's a really rough anvil. Does that make sense? Does that kind of make any sense to you guys?
yes.
Yeah. Boop. Getting a little bit carried away. Yeah, that would be an anvil. Ana Carolina, can you read the last paragraph?
Mr. Coyote respectfully requests that the court regard these larger economic implications and assess punitive damages in the amount of $17 million. In addition, Mr. Coyote seeks actual damages, missed meals, medical expenses, days lost from professional occupation of $1 million, general damages, mental suffering, injury to reputation of $20 million, and attorney's fees of $750,000. By awarding Mr. Coyote the full amount, this court will censure defendant, its officers, shareholders, successors, and assignees in the only language they understand, and reaffirm the right of the individual predator to equal protection under the law.
Nice, really good job with censor. Um, Good job with the money. Sounded good. Questions here. Okay, so no questions. An assign is somebody who like might receive property through a will. Um, so like people who the company's things are willed to. And we don't know if he won or not. I would imagine that he must have, but you know, injury of reputation is the most important. Yeah, he's never gonna get I guess he works for himself, so I guess he's not looking for a job. But yeah, does anybody have any questions or comments or any like feedback on this? What do you guys think?
I think
I,
that yes,
it was funny.
Yeah,
I liked
I liked it.
I liked it,
Good.
despite
Julio,
of my bad pronunciation.
of course, Coyote only. Coyote was really the only thing. I think that was kind of funny. Um, you did a good job. You didn't pronounce things badly at all. Um, yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys for coming in. I'm glad you liked it. I was really glad. I don't know who mentioned Coyote and Roadrunner in the class earlier. I'm glad you guys did, though. Um,
Because of Acme
it
name.
was Acme. Yeah. Okay. Um, yeah, I haven't read this in a long time. I was super stoked to read it again. Okay. Um, yeah, and thanks again for coming in. Hopefully, I'll see you again soon. Have a really good day.
The teacher, take care.
thank
See ya.
you.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.